This is Get Real with Bob and Stacy, the show that helps you learn about the mortgage and real estate markets. Get the inside scoop from their expert list of guests and have some fun along the way. Now, here's Bob Gallagher and Stacy Alcorn.
Welcome back. You're listening to Get Real with Bob and Stacy. You're joining us for our Leaders and Legends segment, and our first guest today is Nancy Friedman, president of Telephone Doctor Customer Service Training. Welcome to the show, Nancy.
Well, it's nice to be here, and everything is going great so far. It's a little cold here in St. Louis, but I'm ready.
Excellent.
So I want to tell a little more background on Nancy. She has an interesting bio. She's one of the country's most well-known experts on customer service, and she's president of Telephone Doctor, Inc., as she said, in St. Louis, where it's a little cold today. She helps businesses improve their consumer relations by helping them communicate better with their shoppers and coworkers. She helps companies capture, navigate, and convert a customer call, web, or store visit to a positive experience and a sale via her training sessions and speeches at franchise, corporations, and association meetings and conferences, and was voted favorite speaker in a national poll for Meetings and Convention magazine. She is the author of 9 books relating to improving customer service and has appeared on the Today Show, Oprah, CNN, CBS, This Morning, Fox News. The coolest one. I can't imagine being on Oprah. How cool is that? Anyways, I have a million
now it's Bob and
questions.
Stacy's show.
Yeah, I know. Oprah.
I'm going to add that to. I'm going to add that to the whole bio.
I love that. So yeah, and I don't mind. I'll even come after. You can do Oprah, the Bob and Stacy show, the Today Show. I love it.
This is longer. This is longer than I got on Oprah. So I'm all in here. Go ahead.
Excellent.
So first, tell us about what is Telephone Doctor, Inc. Tell us what it's all about.
Well, Telephone Doctor Customer Service Training is an international customer service training company. The bottom line, if you were in an elevator, you would say, Nancy, what's your elevator speech? We help companies communicate better with their customers and coworkers. We initially went very deep into customer service, very, very deep, because I believe shoemakers stick to your last, and that's something I knew a lot about. People would say, well, do you do time management, or do you do this, or do you do that? So we went very deep into our niche, if you will, our wheelhouse of customer service. And then people said, well, you're in communications, so now we've broadened out to, we do some management training, some mentoring, and our serviceskills.com is our platform, our online platform that has a library of 12 series that is awesome. The flagship Telephone Doctor, of course, is there, the Telephone Doctor Customer Service Training Programs, but they also have, as I say, there's internal, external. We just got a brand new series on generations at work with the millennials. So there's just always something for somebody now, but we stood in the communication world.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to have you coach me since I have you right now for 15 minutes. I go crazy so I have 24 real estate offices, and it drives me crazy when I call my own office and I can tell that the person answering the phone is having a bad day just by the way she answers her phone. How do I fix that?
Okay. We call that, Stacy, emotional leakage, and that's getting mad at Peter and taking it out on Paul. And, of course, that's not right, no fair, no fun, to take a negative thought out on somebody who's not involved. How rude can you get? So when you're calling someplace and somebody's emotional leaking at you, and a true story happened the other day. I was at the grocery store. It doesn't even have to be on the phone, but I was in the grocery store, and the checker is throwing my apples, and she's throwing my lettuce, and and I said, whoa. You know, you're going to damage the fruit there. What's going on? She said, I had a fight with my boyfriend, and I'm really, and she used a word I won't say on the radio. She said, I'm really, and I said, was I with you? Were we together?
Right.
And she said, well, no. I said, then don't be taking your fight out with him on me. And she said, I'm so sorry. I said, all right. I said, but let that be a lesson to you that, and then my husband said, stop trying to train people one by one by one. So I don't like to do that. But when somebody is emotionally leaking on you, Stacy, it's time to say, hey, is everything okay? Did I do something to offend you?
Right. I love that.
Well, I hope so, because then they say, no, I didn't have enough milk for the cereal, or the kids bought, or whatever the answer is, and just say, let's move on, because I wasn't there this morning with you. But it needs to be done with a little bit of smile, a little bit of lilt in your voice, if you will, because you don't want to be a preacher. You just want to be say, hey, I wasn't with you. Let's move on. So now, you got leaked on rather than you leaking.
Right.
So you can't say to the lady or the man, please stop leaking on me. But it is okay to use the telephone doctor mentality of, are you emotionally leaking on me? So I hope that helps. Yeah.
That's huge. I'm going to probably use that by the end of the day. So
I hope so.
Yes.
You'll use it by the end of the episode.
I know. Are there stats as to how much business companies lose in the country from poor customer service?
Couldn't ask a better question, and I do get asked that every once in a while. Nancy, how much business are we losing? It's untold billions. Untold billions. You are not able to talk to the people that leave a store that haven't been bought, that hasn't purchased anything because of how they were treated. Again, and our world is filled with true stories. My husband, Dick, is vice president of Telephone Doctor. We work together. We get the opportunity to travel together. But he came back a few days ago, and I won't use the store. I hope I don't slip up. He's, another $400 gone to heck. He didn't say heck. Then what happened? He says, I was at the counter, I was checking out. I had $400 worth of stuff in the cart. And 4 people had to help this one woman who only really needed one person. You know how that happens. They bring the whole staff in to help one customer. And Dick said, excuse me, I'm in a little hurry. And he's a very gentle person. I'm in a little hurry. This is going to take long. And she said something a little snappy to him. And he said, okay, thank you. And he walked away from $400, leaving the cart at the counter. So that was $400 with one person in 1 minute.
Right. Wow.
Now, you tell me how many other people. Have you ever left a store because somebody wasn't right or you didn't get good service? Probably.
Absolutely.
I know I have.
No, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah, Bob, and there's just people. I don't know that there's a total. I don't know that you can say we're losing $4,463.22. I don't think that's realistic because we don't know. But trust me, it happens every single day. We see it, you do it, we do it, I do it, people do it all day long. I'll never go back to that restaurant. I'll never go back to that store.
Right. And it seems like in today's society, it's more than just like that one episode. With social media, if your people or you are not touching the customer in the right way, potentially you could have like a PR nightmare because it could go viral on Twitter, etc.
Yeah, and it has. We all know that. Now, you bring up something that I really love to talk about, and that is Dick and I, again, have another mentality. If I'm unhappy someplace, I'm not going to put it on Yelp. I'm not going to put it online. I'm not going to put it in my social media. I spank them with my wallet. We spank them with our wallet, and that is far more effective than putting some nasty note out there that is truly perception on somebody's part.
Right.
I mean, you want to take a cruise, you can go look at any cruise line. 50% of them says the best cruise in the world. 50% say it stinks.
Right.
It's all perception. It probably rained 3 days and somebody had a bad time, so now the cruise line gets a bad name. So it just isn't fair, in my mind, in Nancy Friedman's mind, to put that stuff out there, let it go viral. I'm not going to stop it, of course, but I'm not going to partake in it.
Right. Do you have any advice? So I mentioned to you that it drives me crazy when I call my own company and I can tell that the person answering the phone is having a bad day. Now, normally as a business owner or manager, when we are around our staff, I feel that in most instances, or many instances, they act differently. So how can we as owners kind of sniff out where our customer service issues are?
Oh, easy, real easy, Stacy. Give me something hard. 100%. If you're an owner, a manager, or somebody who cares, one of the first things I tell all my audiences when I speak at conferences, how many of you have ever stopped to call in and ask for yourself a service or a product to see how your customers are handled? And I am amazed. I got 500-600 people in an audience, and 2 people raised their hand. You cannot fix what you do not know. You must call up your own company and ask for yourself a service or a product. Now, one woman did come up to me one time, and she said, well, they'll recognize my voice. Well, they will if you ask for somebody else. But when you call up your own office, and I do it all the time. I call my office and I say, "Is Nancy there?" And trust me, Stacy, nobody's ever said to me, "That you screwing around, Nancy?" They may think it, they may know it, but they'll never. So call up. Now, if you're saying yes, you don't get it, then you don't have a phone answering problem. You got a people problem, and so you need to take those people. And my question to you would be, what type of customer service training are you giving them?
Right.
If you say nothing, then we need to look into why aren't we giving training? Have they ever been trained? You know, we look at a phone and people say, "Okay, Susie, there's the phone. Be nice, will you? These are our customers." And then they go to the lunchroom or they go out to lunch, do something. So that's not training. Telling somebody to be nice. That's not training. Training is a formulated process. So I would ask you, if you were coming to me and say, "Hey, Nance, my people aren't doing it right," I would say, "What are you doing? What kind of training did they have?" So that's my question to you.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now, I definitely need training for my people. What does training look like? Like, do you come out and do training? Or how does it work?
Okay, that's a fair question. We have 5 divisions. Our what floats the boat is our online training, and that's serviceskills.com, and that's serviceskills with an S.com. That's a library of 12 series from customer service to mentoring, management, generations at work, team building. I'm not going to name them all. So the online training definitely helps companies along the line. Everything online is mirrored in a DVD for those people who say, "I'm pretty, I want to stand up and train myself." So we have DVDs in the same topics. We have events, which is Nancy speaking at a meeting or coming to your office. We have webinars, and then we have Telephone Doctor University, which is a investment you make after you own the product to learn how to utilize our products to another step above, to learn the culture, mentality, and philosophy of Telephone Doctor. Does that help you?
Yes. So I'm going to be your first customer from this whole thing. For anybody listening, by the way, where can they go to learn more about signing up for your programs or your products?
Well, God bless you. You can go to Nancy Friedman, Friedman, nancyfriedman.com. You can go to serviceskills.com, which is our product. I'm the people side of it. The product side is Service Skills. They can call me direct at 314-291-1012. You always repeat a phone number twice and slowly. 314-291. So any one of those, we're probably the easiest company in the world to find, except Apple maybe, or Amazon.
I love that. So we have a couple more minutes.
What kind of business do you have?
So I have real estate offices. I have 24 real estate offices all throughout New England, and I constantly So I constantly, I'm very much involved. So a big segment of my like I look at it, my customer that I serve is the 400 agents, and the customers that my agents serve are their customers, the buyers and sellers of real estate. But I have a staff of about 27 employees, and their job is to provide phenomenal customer service when our agents call into the office, or when a buyer or seller calls into the office or comes into the office. And so I do a great deal of training with them, but it's never enough. And I feel like we need that formal type of training, because when a new administrator comes on, what we're doing is exactly what you said a few minutes ago, saying, here's the phone, be nice to people. And it's definitely not enough.
Well, as a 2-time NAR speaker, National Association of Realtors, I and having spoken at many other larger realtor companies, not larger, but large, there is room for improvement in every company, and we're always, able to go somewhere. So, yes, I'd love to chat with you about your people. We do sales and service, so maybe you get a little bonus there.
Awesome. And we have 2 more minutes. My question to you is, we just set up for my company an after-hours voice roster, which I know just in general, when people get voicemail, I think it increases frustration for the person on the other end of the line. Do you have any advice for, like, what kind of voicemail message to leave as far as an agent would leave on their voicemail, and anything we could do to make it easier for customers when they do get a roster after hours?
Yes, and I'm going to try and make this very quick. And I hope I haven't been talking too fast, but in order to get this now into 90 seconds, so to speak, we have what we call the 5 frustrating voicemail phrases. And they're on your phone, and they're not good, they're not bad, they're not 4-letter words. But the bottom line is, it's not the system that bothers your customers, it's what you're saying. If you're saying, "Hi, we're closed right now," well, that's a hot lot of news if somebody's calling at 9 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock in the morning. If your cell phone or your office message on your voicemail says, "Your call is very important to us," well, then why aren't you there? That's a useless statement. That's a useless statement. And the other one that's, "I'm sorry I missed your call." Well, your customers know that. That's a useless statement. But here comes the tricky part, Stacy. Here comes the real tricky part. If you're saying, "Go ahead and leave your name and number and we'll return your call as soon as possible," that's so ineffective. Well, why is that ineffective, Nancy? Everybody does. Well, everybody doesn't. I don't. My husband doesn't. Half my office staff doesn't have that on their phone. Because your as soon as possible is different from my as soon as possible is different from hers. It's just, you will never exceed anybody's expectations with as soon as possible. So the statement should be, "And we will return your call." If you want to say within the very next working day, that's fine. But as soon as possible, or when it's convenient, or useless. And then the fifth one is, and by the way, this is all on nancyfriedman.com. There's a whole our most popular blogs. So it is available. But the last one is not leaving an exit, not leaving another number. In other words, if your cell phone says, "Okay, goodbye," instead of saying, "And if this is an emergency, please email me at or text me at." So you've got 5 things that are probably on your voicemail system, probably on your cell phone, that aren't necessary. They're not bad. You're still a good person, Stace. Everything's good and cool.
Gotcha.
But they're ineffective for today's business. And let's remember who made those voicemail things up. Some engineer who created voicemail. And I don't know about you, but engineers are not the salesiest person in the world.
Right.
Did I make my 90 seconds?
You did it. And that was just packed with content. Nancy Friedman, President, Telephone Doctor Customer Service, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you,
It was a pleasure, and thank you. And hey, Bob, you're so quiet, but I'll find you next time.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you both. Have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you. You as
well.
well.
We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Get Real after this.